Hey there. If you don't know, I'm Nathan. Those who know me best call me Nate. I've always been into hiking and travel, and now I'm making videos about it. Some are on local trails, some are to iconic locations, but they all get me outside and away from the noise and stress of daily life. Some people go to therapy, I go hiking. If you're into that sort of thing, or just want to see me sweating and gasping for air, hit subscribe and let's do this together. You can see the trails and distances here, but what these signs don't point out is the bench trail, probably because it's much less popular. I'll show my distances and elevation gain later. The Hemden Hollow Falls Trail is a crown jewel around here, but there are a lot of other fantastic options. If you do choose to do the Hemden Hollow Trail, the climb back out is not easy. In fact, it's equivalent to taking the stairs up the Empire State Building. So I'm back at the Compton trailhead in Arkansas. This is the main trail that leads to Hemden Hollow. But today I'm going to do the bench trail, which is kind of a little side spur. I don't know exactly how long it is. I've seen conflicting reports or data, but I've never done it before. It goes up on top of Hemden Hollow. I don't know how accessible it is to get down to the bluff where the waterfall goes over, but then the trail just follows the bench, the bluff, for a couple of miles to a place called Antenna Pine, which is supposed to be pretty scenic. So jumped off at Compton and just gonna see where it leads. So about 3/4 of a mile into the trail, we come to this sign. You go right to go to Hemden Hollow, which is the way I usually go. Done it many times. But today we're gonna go left and take the bench trail, which I've never done, but it's supposed to follow kind of the edge of the mountain, ridge line, if you will, for a few miles that way. Here we go. So I've heard this referred to as Vic's cabin or Wild Vic's cabin. I don't really know the history behind it or the story. Obviously somebody used to live here. It's very old. Not very big. Looks like an old bed frame.
So the bench trail is pretty easy to follow. Not much elevation gain or loss. It just follows that bench, kind of between two bluffs. But once you take the spur up to Antenna Pine, it's a lot of route finding and it's steep. They're not good combinations. Taking a break, you can kind of see the downhill. And then that's what I have left to get to the top. About 200 more feet of climbing. But I hear the views are great. I hope so. So I've kind of reached the end of the line in this drainage. I haven't really been able to find a good place to get up there that doesn't look super dangerous. So I think I'm going to go back the other direction and see what I can find. So that's how I got to the top. In my younger days, would have been no problem. Today's a little bit sketchy. I don't know if I'll go back down that same way, but we'll see what happens.
I ended up not climbing 15 feet back down the wet and slippery bluff, but rather took a spur trail up to the road to return to my truck. A fall and injury there would have been bad news bears, considering the rugged terrain, no cell service, and I was over 3 miles from the trailhead. Once you figure out how to get up on top of the bluff, it flattens out and you get these incredible views of the Buffalo River Valley. If you're familiar with Kyle's Landing, Antenna Pine is almost directly across the valley. In fact, in the winter, you can see the road leading down to Kyle's.
So I made it to the top of Antenna Pine and I am just blown away. There are so many things I'm familiar with from up here that I haven't seen from this angle before. For example, there's a road over here, Camp Orr Road, and Camp Orr, that pasture right there. And then Triple Falls goes up that drainage, which that was on my video from October of 2025. Keep painting over, we have Kyle's Landing Road right here, winding down into Kyle's Landing. Gotta refocus. And keep going. You see the fog rolling in along the river. And then right up in here is the Indian Creek drainage, which is one of my favorite places when the water's running. Also one of the most dangerous hikes in the state of Arkansas, especially if it's wet, which is coincidentally the best time to go. And then on upstream towards Big Bluff and Still Creek. But yeah, I am just blown away. I'm glad I made the effort to come up to the top here.
So why is it called Antenna Pine? Here's what I found. In the past, the Boy Scout troops that visited Camp Orr on the Buffalo would cross the river and make the steep hike up to the overlook. There was a big pine tree there that resembled an old TV antenna, so it was nicknamed Antenna Pine. The scouts would climb the tree to place the flag of their troop on the highest branches. When another troop found a flag in the top, they would capture the flag and return it to camp, replacing the flag with their own. That little history lesson credit to Lost in the Ozarks on the interwebs.
So I just finished the bench trail that starts at the Compton trailhead, follows the Hemden Hollow Trail about 3/4 of a mile down to a trail junction, but instead of turning right like I usually do to go to Hemden Hollow Falls, I turn left and follow the bench trail. It goes past Vic's cabin. It crosses the creek that feeds Hemden Hollow when the water's running for about 3 miles on over to a spur trail that goes up to Antenna Pine, which is a bluff outcrop that overlooks the Buffalo River Valley. Pretty good view from up there. I liked it a lot. Haven't been there before, haven't seen that vantage point, but you can look down on Kyle's Landing Road, and of course there's no leaves on, so you can see almost the whole road from the top of the mountain on down to the river. And then you can see the Camp Orr Road that leads down to Camp Orr and Triple Falls. So yeah, just a different vantage point. I'm glad I did it. Antenna Pine was the best part. The rest of the trail was just so-so. Not bad, not great. But I made a loop out of it. Back at the truck now. Total stats from all trails: 6.3 miles, 715 feet of elevation gain. Most of that was in that spur trail from the bench trail to the top of Antenna Pine. So most of that 715 feet was in probably a mile and a half. But yeah, I think I'm going to go over to Irby now. I haven't been there in many years. See if I can get down to the river. So hopefully you come with me. In the late 1830s, Alvin Parker and his brother built this log cabin here near Irby, close to the Buffalo River. Later owners built more of the outbuildings. And this farm was occupied until 1978, which is interesting to me. People lived here and operated a farm as late as 1978. So it's a cool little spot. I've been here before. The Buffalo River Trail runs right through the farm here. It comes in over there, goes right through the yard here, I guess, and then continues up that little valley over there before getting into the campground. But yeah, first time I was here, kind of blew me away when I came out of the woods. I did not expect to see it. but it's a cool little place. I think the Park Service kind of preserves it, so you know, it's some good work they're doing to keep these kind of things that are 200 years old now almost preserved and saved for future generations. Hey, so when I hiked the Buffalo River Trail, I don't know, about 15 years ago, it's been a long time. I don't remember exactly. I stayed the night at Still Creek, and then I hiked into Irby Campground, which is where I'm at now. And I just chose a random campsite. I don't think I even had to pay that night. It was pretty deserted. I think I might have been the only one here. But anyway, what I remember is spending a very fitful night in my tent as the lightning and thunder and rain crashed down around me. Didn't sleep very much. I remember packing up my tent, coming to the restroom here and sitting right there, waiting for the rain to slow down at least so I could finish my hike over to Pruitt, which is about 8 miles away. I don't think it ever did. I just remember getting rained on all day. I had my poncho on, but after 8 miles of hiking in the rain, it didn't do much good. But anyway, just something that sticks in my memory as I'm back here again. Haven't been back since then. A few more people here today. Hey everybody, if you've made it this far, first of all, thanks for watching. Not just scrolling on by, but if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the algorithm, helps me get my channel out to more people and really grow it. But yeah, thanks for coming along today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.